Good morning, afternoon, and evening, Supercoach Elitists, and welcome back to another Supercoach Elite live video, probably the most important live video we'll do all year. It is the Supercoach Elite Brownlow Predictor, I would say. If you're a punter, this is a video you do not want to miss out on. We will go through team by team, who we think is going to poll the most votes, where the value is at, and just some general Brownlow talk. My name's Corey, and as always, alongside me is our lovely team, but the Bombs Express.
That's right, Corey. I'm here, but, let's not forget about all the other lads. And more importantly, Corey, the man that's put together a lot of the stuff to talk about tonight. So I think he might get a special mention off the top, Joel. Look, Corey, before we rattle right into this, mate, where can listeners hit us up on the socials?
First, the Bombs, I'm a little bit annoyed we didn't get a choo-choo, so can we just backtrack there?
The choo-choo, it comes out sporadically. Oh, is that the word? Is that even a word? Sporadically, something like that. When it's not really a Supercoach podcast, doesn't need to be here.
Dumbest thing I've ever heard. Find us on Twitter and Patreon at SC Elite. Just find us on iTunes, SoundCloud, Facebook, and of course YouTube at Supercoach Elite. Hit that like and subscribe button if you are watching. Who we got? We got Big Schmitty. Give us a wave, my friend. Looking as sharp as ever. Now, the boys all dressed up tonight. It is dressed to impress. As you can see, we've got our shirts on. We're red carpeting this. We've got our ties on. Pete, you look $1 million as always. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, man. How are you? Thanks,
The
mate.
Express has, I'm a little bit annoyed there's no trains on there, but rocked the little bow tie. Express. Oh, Pete's having a hard time there.
He's sending off all the women in the crowd. And Pete's just going to say, settle down, lady. Maybe the shirt I'm all for you, lady, but just calm down.
Royal, how are you, mate? Looking sharp.
Well, it's good to be here.
And Dizza, he took the memo that I took. Our little invite got lost in the mail.
No, Corey, I don't understand the other people in this chat. Now, where's the Brownlow being held at this year?
Down the Gold Coast, mate.
The Gold Coast. Well, what's the dress attire down the Gold Coast?
Fashionable.
Summer, Corey. We've got the new summer special, White Claw. And we've come dressed for the summer, unlike these other idiots.
Are they sponsoring us now, are they?
They are.
Short sleeve, though.
Impressed, mate.
And it is another thing, boys. It is Christmas, so I am drinking a Saison's Greeting Ale. So there we go. It's a good week. Hey, I'm looking forward to this pod. I think Smitty will go to you, and you can run through what you've done, how you've set it up. And look, you do so much for this page, mate, and so much of it goes unnoticed in the background. But dead set, this is one of the hardest things, and you do this year in, year out, and get it up religiously. So a big clap, and a hats off to you, buddy. What are you doing? What's the thoughts behind this? Give the rundown for the community.
Yeah, look, first, cheers for the acknowledgement. It's good. Every year I just put together a Brownlow spreadsheet. It's for no real reason other than I just enjoy stats and doing all that sort of stuff. I watch a lot of footy. So I just thought, why not throw it together and just put my opinions in a spreadsheet and see what comes out at the end of the year. And just, it was, like I said, it was only for personal reasons at the start, but considering I put a lot of effort into it every year, it's good to get it out there and see what others think of it.
I'm sure they'd appreciate it, Joel. Once they get their hands on it, if they are patrons, because it will become a Patreon document.
True that, it will.
They will appreciate all the stuff that's gone into it.
Yeah, we'll definitely get it out there after the video, and they can have a look at it themselves. So just to point out what I've got here, the dots. So every player on the list there, that's not the entire Adelaide list. That's just every player who's featured in their best players at least once throughout the year. The dots are just to signify that, like I said, they've made it in their team's best for any given game. The X by itself, that's just plain is a one voter, in my opinion. The blue is for 2 and the yellow is for 3. They all automatically tally up in the games polled column in the end. So every time I mark an X in there and then change the cell, it just adds on. So, as you can see, I've got Rory led, potentially polling in 4 games. That's pretty much how that works. It's not too complex. It's just pretty basic, really. And just for my own sort of reference, I've got, the opponents and the venues and the results all at the top that really don't have an effect on the actual Brownlow itself, but it's just there for a bit of extra information.
Yeah, very,
anyone
very
looking at it.
handy. Very handy that is. And at the end, we will switch between the teams and how much votes we think each individual player's gone on. We won't bring that up at the start because it's probably good to hide it and get everyone's opinion and then go from there because most people haven't been through this spreadsheet yet either. We've got our winners at the end, which, probably no surprise there. And the team votes too. You go in depth with all that, mate. Like, honestly, this is going to be a very good podcast. I'm telling you, for anyone that loves a punt and wants to compare their own ideas with the ideas of some others, it's going to be a very, very good pod to watch. So
Yeah, well, that's it. Pretty
can't
much what you
complain
just
there.
said. That's really what it's all about. Just, this whole thing is just my opinion. So there's no right or no wrong. It's not. I'm not going to nail everything, and betting on it is not gospel. It's not a certainty, but it's just a good tool to take your own opinions and compare it and see what you come up with.
Didn't you say the other day you're going to offer money back to people if they got it wrong? Or you got it wrong?
Only if they pay me if they win.
How much you want?
I will talk about it off air.
We got a bit of insurance blackjack betting here.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, insurance is open, boys. So I'll give you a sec.
We're just ready to kick it off with Adelaide.
Let's go.
All right, let's go through, I'd say almost person by person, and we'll talk the Crows and who they think is going to poll most votes. Now, I was going to start with Schmitty here, but I reckon I'll go to the Express first because I wouldn't mind his viewpoint without seeing anything going on. Actually, Schmitty, we might come to you last because I think we might get you to round up each game.
Yep.
BE, Mr. Bombs Express. That actually felt weird calling you BE there. Won't be doing that again.
Myself.
Yeah, I know. It's a bit like that. Adelaide Crows, mate. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking Matt Crouch, and the reason being that the consistent year, just the high level of touches, game in, game out, and from what I can see on Joel's spreadsheet, I don't think I'll be too far off because he's got him polling in 3 of the last 4 games there, and then prior to that, he's in Adelaide's best 15 out of 17 games there. So in games where Adelaide are a chance to pull in a vote, probably Matt Crouch has a chance to pull in maybe a 1 even in a loss. So a lot of dots there. We might see Crouch get a 1 voter here or there along the way and maybe finishes off with a couple 2 and 3s.
So Matt Crouch for Bonds. I think you're getting about 225 on Crouchy there, Bonds.
It was 275 last week when I had a punt on it. So he's come in, has he?
I think he has.
Okay.
Just a nice little quid or two there.
Oh, a nice what?
Little quid or two.
No, well, just a small $5.
No, 275 still. We must say gamble responsibly. Take these in vain. They're
Bullshit.
just Schmitty's opinions, and don't put the house on it. Bonds, big Matt Crouch man. Pete.
Yeah.
Who are you on here, mate?
I'm going Rory Laird. Don't know why. I just think he was probably the Crows' best, I think. So apart from Matt Crouch, I think he was probably second best in my opinion. So I'm going Rory Laird for me.
Royale, Casino. Sorry, I must say too at the top of the video too. I did introduce you as Dill Royal, so I don't know if there was a bit of a confusion there. So I'll just run with Casino or Royale for the rest of it.
That's all good. Yeah, I'm the same with Pete. Yeah, I reckon once Rory Laird moved into the midfield, I think his numbers, increased a lot, got a lot of the ball. Because normally Adelaide's number 1 midfielder, so I think he'll definitely poll in a few votes, especially that Collingwood game. He was unbelievable. So, yeah, he's probably my tip to take out Adelaide's most votes.
Cheers, Doug.
Yeah, Rory Laird for me. And Corey, at the moment, Adelaide v GWS. I believe Joel's got him polling 3 votes in there. It's $1.70, so chuck 15 grand on that and you'll get a nice collect.
Gotta love it. I'm also Rory Laird, but this is one market that I'm not confident on touching. Adelaide didn't play enough, didn't win enough, and didn't do enough on the year. The vote count will be too close, so I'll definitely be passing on this market. Although I do like Rory Laird there. Schmitty.
Yeah, I'm like you just said, I'm with you on that one. I probably won't go anywhere in this one. It's just too close to call for me. But yeah, like Royal said in the Collingwood game, obviously being a Collingwood supporter myself, he would have been best on ground that night had they won. I think I had Pendlebury maybe best on for that one instead. But and yeah, I can't exactly remember the 2 wins that they had against GWS and Carlton, but obviously at the time I felt that he was the best player on the ground. And yeah, I don't really need to say that I think he's going to poll the most because it's there for everyone to see. So,
Can we flick to the next one? Next slide. I think this is going to be every time we get to Smitty, maybe just bring this up, mate. And that's what you've got. You've got Rory Led on 9, Matty Crouch on 6, Brad Crouch on 5, Brody Smith 3, Lucky Shull grabbing 2.
yeah, that was in the game that he didn't get his Rising Star nomination against Carlton, I think it was.
Tommy Dodie, what was that, an early season game?
I can't remember now. I'll have a quick look.
I don't know what the market's like, but it's one of those ones that you can almost have a bit of a geese at some stage and play a poll in a game.
Tom Dodie, I've got him for 1 in round 7 against St Kilda. So yeah, that was a while ago. So I'm not exactly sure, but that's how I felt.
What was playing in that Carlton game? Because from what I remember, there was no one sort of that even compared to him.
What round was that again?
That's the second last round of the year. Do we know what he's paying for 3 votes in that round? Because I wouldn't mind having a dip at shot.
Yeah, I'll have a look now. He's paying.
He's
actually the favourite at $2 to poll 3 for that game with Rory Led just behind him at $2.50.
Okay.
Yeah, probably too short at $2 there, I'd say.
Just quickly, Bombs, can you move your mic? Bombs, can you move the mic a bit closer to your mouth?
I'll plug in the headset. How does that do?
That sounds better.
I noticed you done the hair tonight, Bombs. Yeah.
Mate.
When it's Brownlow night.
Oh, that's so much for it.
When it's Brownlow night and Pete's got all these Sheilas just lining up outside of his dorm over there, Corey. Yeah, I think you've got to look your best in order to try and pull a little bit.
It's not bad to take one of Pete's sloppy thirds or fourths when you've got 9 women on. There's a couple 9s and 10s floating around there.
They call them sloppy for a reason, Corey. There's no shame in that, eh?
Steven Seagal.
You probably can't touch Shoal for best on that game though because of the fact he's so new though. But I just thought it was interesting.
Good shout there.
Definitely agree.
Anyone else got anything to add on Adelaide? Brad Crouch is an interesting one. This is why I say pass on this market because they just can be an absolute basket case.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Let's jump across to the Brisbane Lions.
It's a good market.
Bit more colour in this one.
Market to have in your multis though, because you get a bit of value at Laird and Crouch.
Yeah, it's probably not bad. I think there are better value markets out there though. Go Lions, Brisbane Lions. Welcome to the prelim. But more importantly, does anyone disagree that Lachie Neale's winning the Brownlow?
No.
There we go. Silence is
Oh,
virtue.
Pete, didn't you say before Ridley was going to win it?
Don't put words in my mouth, Izzo.
Lachie Neale, by far nice and early. Have a look at all those marks. So anyone that's thinking of taking on a 1 to 5 market, definitely jump across to the Patreon. Like we said, it's free. It's in there. Get in and have a look. If you weren't going to jump in Patreon this year, then you're absolutely fooling yourself. It's a free sign up all the way to next season. You don't have to be committed, and you can have a look at all this beautiful work. I must say, look, we're only showing 2 components to this slide too. Schmitty, you've gone through round by round, game by game, who you think's polling 3, 2, and 1 in each and every game. So definitely head over to the Patreon. The spreadsheet will be made available. You've got club totals. There's more than just the 2 sheets that we're showing you here, and we'll give you an example. The community example as we wrap it up at the end. But 11 games you've got Lachie Neale polling in. There could be a couple of cheeky more in there.
Yeah.
Is anyone a little bit worried that he's not going to poll maybe as much as we think with the likes of Lyons, Zorko maybe pinching a couple votes off him, or is this just home and hose, nice and easy?
Home
and hose.
Home and hose, I reckon. Yep.
Is anyone on Neale?
I'll tell you what, if you can get more than $1.05 on Lachie Neale, put your house on it. And your car.
You can get $1.25. So
gamble responsibly.
I've got Lachie Neale at $11 and only chucked 10 on that, so I'm spewing at that.
You'd still take that. You take it. It's a win. I've got him in almost every single future multi. I've got probably from $2.50 down to as small as $1.30. So I'm either going to have a leg or be out of a lot of future multis this week, but I think it's a great bet. I still think if you're having a punt this weekend or anything, it doesn't offer a bet return, just chuck it into a multi with Lachie Neale for the Brownlow. It's a buy $1.25. I think he's there, but the market we should probably talk about is the Brisbane market that we've got, and that's Brisbane votes without Lachie Neale. Now, this is probably gonna might divide a couple of people. But again, we'll start with you, Mr. Bombs Express. What are we going? Who are you liking without Lockie Neal?
Well, there's no doubt it's got to be Jared Lyons. I think, I mean, no matter what, I mean, you look at his contested numbers, clearances, and then you just have a look at the amount of ball that he kind of gets. It's a no-brainer, I think, in this one.
Pete?
Yeah, I have to agree with Bombs there. Jared Lyons for me. He was second to none without Neil. So, yep.
So he was second to Neil.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Della Royal?
Yeah, just echoing what all the boys have said. Jared Lyons for sure.
I think it's $1.35 and Jared Lyons at the moment, Dizza.
Yeah, Jared Lyons, but it's good to see Mitch Robinson not polling any votes in Joel's draft here too.
bit of an esports rival between you and Richie Rowe, Diz.
Possibly.
Yeah, potentially. It's funny too because I think Lions wins it, but I don't think by much. And I'm actually going to have a bit of a flutter in this market on Dane Zorko at $7.
Not bad.
Yeah, I've got a bit of a fat multi coming up later on the show, and that's going to include Dane Zorko in there. I think that he might be able to do enough. He always steals a couple of votes every single year, Zorko. So yeah, he's a bit of a pest. And I'll have a maybe just a cheeky fiver on Dane Zorko. Schmitty?
Yeah,
There's a flick it across.
It's there in the numbers.
Please.
Yeah, Neil flying home. I had McCluggage starting off quite early. I think he gets to his 5 after the first 5 rounds, and then I didn't have him coming anywhere near it again for another vote. That's not to say he won't, but yeah, as everyone said, Jared Lyons. And as you said, Dane Zorko. I think I just noticed then that I had him for a 2 in that North Melbourne game where they narrowly won. They didn't play that great. I think I've got Jed Anderson maybe polling to 3 in that game, but if the umpires are feeling inclined to give a 3 to someone from the winning team, I think it's him, which would then nudge him ahead of Lyons for me.
That's Zorko.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Well, what happens with the betting if it's tied?
Split. Half odds.
Yeah.
I do notice here too that you've got Zorko. You've actually put Zorko down for 5 games potential polling, and you only had Jared Lyons down for 4.
Yeah, well, I suppose maybe I think I've got. Well, I would have Zorko polling 1s and 2s a bit more frequently than Lyons, maybe.
Yeah, yep. There's a lot of dots for both throughout there too.
Yeah,
just obviously
yeah, so-
team bets too. It's one that I actually I couldn't believe the odds when I checked it out when I seen 7s for Zorko because I thought that was going to be a lot closer. Obviously, Lockie Neal stealing 3 votes almost every week, so it'll be a good one.
Mm.
Anyone with anything else to add on the lines? No.
Nope.
Beautiful. Any games that come to mind for Brisbane Lions?
No.
No.
Yeah, and I watched plenty of them, but I couldn't even tell you one. Across to the Carlton Blues with the Bombs Express. Dun, 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 dun.
Great intro.
Dealing Adam Sard. Pete, you got over that yet?
Nah.
Apparently 4 first-round picks coming your way, Pete, for Adam Sard.
Yeah, I'll
And-
take that.
and
Take
Patrick Cripps.
that and run, mate. Take that
Yeah,
and run.
not too bad.
Live Carlton dry, mate.
Yep. What do we got? This is one that interests me. You've got Cripper for 5 games voting, polling, Walshy for 6, Jackie Martin in 3 games there. So there's a couple of interesting stats. Bombs, where do you see the Blues going on this night?
I think we're actually going to cop a tie here, and it's going to be, and get ready because this might be surprising, Corey. It's going to be a tie between Jack Martin and Sam Walsh.
Well,
Jack Martin at 26 to 1, Bombs. So
geez,
I don't mind
that's
It's going to be a tie. I think Martin actually, for me anyway, had a really underrated year, and he's more likely to poll votes in games where he does well because I don't know, I just feel like he influences. There's games where he kind of has like 12 touches that, for me, are just sort of Brownlow material kind of games.
Those umpire spotters.
Yeah, those ones there. And, Cripps done sort of peanuts. Ed Curnow, according to Joel, in 2 games, he's only polling. I think Ed Curnow will probably do a fair bit better than that as well. But, Sam Walsh and, who did I say? Jack Martin. They'll tie, I reckon. And they'll tie on piss all, maybe 10.
Not bad. Pete?
Yep, I'm going Patrick Cripps. Easy option, I reckon. He had a good first half of the year and then sort of derailed. It's an injury cloud, obviously, towards the end of the year. And I reckon Cripps will take home the Blues most votes.
You get $2 for Paddy Cripps there, Pete.
Yep,
Not bad.
I'll take that. I'll take it.
Royal?
Yeah, I'm kind of torn between Sam Walsh and Paddy Cripps myself. I think, Cripper had a good first half of the year, sort of tailed away towards the end, but I think Sam Walsh sort of worked into his year. Had some really big games, especially when Carlton were charging toward the finals. So, yeah, I can't split my hair between them two.
Diz?
Just before we get into it, Joel, you made a mistake. You put the Essendon Tom D. Koning in there. And yeah, I'd probably go Sam Walsh, but I don't think any Carlton players are polling 10 votes.
There you go. I think there'll be a couple of them that'll pinch the 10. I have Sam Walsh too, but with no confidence. Paddy Cripps is just one of those umpire almost favourites that just games that you think he's not even going to get near a vote, he'll pick one up. Games that you got him down for 1 or 2, he'll end up polling the 3. So no surprise if Paddy Cripps wins it on the night, and it's another team market that I'd stay far away from.
What's Sam Walsh in the team market?
$1.70 his favourite.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there I've got Walsh outpolling Cripps too. I think their seasons sort of mirrored each other a little bit. When Cripps was up and going early, it was probably Walsh who was struggling to get going, and then when it was Cripps who was struggling, Walsh really took the reins, and I think deservedly probably polls a few votes, and I think he was in their best pretty much every game post-bye. So that's why I've got him up top.
It's unknown. I think he's too much unknown with Walsh in terms of
Yeah.
how he's going to poll in.
No, I definitely agree with what Corey said about Cripps being Cripps. And
I think Walsh will become one of those players over the next couple of years that will poll very, very, very well, though.
Yeah.
Very well.
I think so.
Onto the Pies. Mighty Magpies. There we go. So what have we got there? We got TA sitting at about 7 games polling in. The next closest, I'd say, would be Pendlebury that you'd have there at 4. Couple more. No, only one best on for Pendles. There you go. Grundy come off early. Howe very early as well. I think this will be. I personally think this will be a one horse race. But Bombs, where you going?
Oh, and you speak about the one horse race. I'm assuming you mean Taylor Adams.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, good on you. And top 3 Brownlow, top 5 Brownlow. Include him in whatever you want there, I reckon, because he's going to be the absolute bolter of the night.
Well, I was going to speak about that later, so pinpoint that there when we've got from the Clouds segment. But you like TA at $1.50?
I think he will poll around 20.
Yeah,
and I don't think anyone from Collingwood's getting close, and I can't believe he's $1.50.
Strongly agree there, Pete.
Yeah, I have to absolutely agree with Bombs. Taylor Adams for me had a stellar season. So, what can I say?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with them. I think Taylor was probably his best year. Obviously, wouldn't have been there for Collingwood, so I think he was showing his Brownlow votes. So, 100% agree with Taylor Adams.
Serial pest.
Taylor Adams with 15 votes.
What about Coxie?
Didn't play enough games. He'd be up there, but not enough games.
Unlucky. I've already got this marked down. This is my best bet of the night. I can't believe this guy's $1.50, and every single multi you put on have him in there.
Wait, how much would you suggest people put on him?
Maybe the house, the car, whatever else they've got.
It's called gambling responsibly when you know you're winning.
Yeah.
if you don't put overs on it, that's irresponsible.
I think 10x is a sensible amount to go with on Taylor Adams' most votes Collingwood. I don't see anyone getting close. So I know Pendles has historically polled really, really well forever, but he's just had one of those seasons that he's in everything, and he's a warrior. And maybe he's not as flashy, and he might not get as much votes as we think. But I'm trying to find a market that has a top 5, like a Quinella or a trifecta market, where you can pick your 5 in order. Because I want a little bit of TA at 5th in here too, maybe even 4th. So might even have him in the top 4, like you said there, Bon. So I really like Taylor Adams and Brownlow Night. Schmitty?
Yeah, well, since we're touching on Tay Adams, which I've very clearly got as the top vote getter for Collingwood. That middle section of the year where Collingwood really struggled, he was just carried Collingwood the whole way along, and I think I had him for 3 best ons in the 5 games. 4 of them were victories. So it's pretty self-explanatory, really, as we've already touched on. He won the best and fairest, career best season, All-Australian. I just don't think anyone else can touch him. And while we were talking about Brownlow markets, one of my bets was $5 he's paying to finish in the top 5, so I don't mind that.
That's a good one. I'm going to put that down in one of my best bets for the weekend now, Smitty. So $5, top 5.
Yeah, you know what I like? Did you only have Adams polling in 7 games?
Yeah, I think so.
For 16 votes. And so to me, that says there's not a lot of 1 voters in there. So imagine he's able to snag a couple 1 voters along the way.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I'm just looking at it now.
Smitty's only got him down for one voting game. And there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dots.
Yeah, so I've got him for 3 best ons, which, like I mentioned, came in that period of 5 games between about round 10 and round 15. Got him polling the 2 in the last game of the season, against Port. 2 in the draw, which we established off air may or may not be accurate because Pendles is apparently the runaway favourite in that one. But so 6 of the 7 games I've got him polling, it's 2 or more. 7 of the 7, 2 or more.
Sorry, did you say round 10 is when he's expected to get a 3 voter? Does it start at round 10 or round 11?
Yeah, no, round 10. Round 10 against Sydney, 3. Round 11 against Sydney, 3. And then we got pumped by Melbourne, so no votes. And then 2 against North and 3 against Carlton.
That's you talk about a bit of value. And Corey, do we have a value pun at the end of the segment here, or
we do? We've got
I'll wait.
Look. No, you know what? It's basically going to get spoken about most of it. So run your value pick now.
All right. The only thing I don't like is the fact that one of his 3 vote games was in round 10. But from round 11 onwards, if what I'm seeing is right, according to Smitty, Taylor Adams could poll about 12 votes after round 11 onwards. Is that right?
Well, he's in Collingwood's best players 6 of 7 games. And he's
back in. Smitty's got him on 10.
10 votes after
round 11.
I'll tell you what, that's 10 votes in the last 7 rounds there. I wouldn't mind having a ping at 251 to 1 on Taylor Adams to have most votes after round 10. You've got him on 10 votes with a few X's flying around there. And if he polls a bit better than expected, 251 to 1, I'm not saying it's going to win, but I'm saying that if he does get 10, 11, 12 votes, he might go close.
What's that from round 10 onwards?
It's 11 to 17, so that's a total of 8 games.
There you go. Bomford's suggested.
No, that's only 7 games because there was a bye.
Oh, how many units, Bomps? 1?
How many did you put on? Did you put the house down? Put
you'd put 1 unit, 10 grand for 250,000 return.
That's a good one. I like that.
I've seen some worse shit out there.
I like that. I like that shout. We've got that marked down. On to the next one.
Do you want to skip?
Oh, this is fucking shit. Sorry, excuse me.
Oh, wait. No, Corey, I fucked it. I was looking at the leader after round 10, not votes after round 10. We'll just scratch all that, shall we?
How many people
do you reckon? That bet?
How many people mid-pod do you reckon are sitting there trying to find this market, being like, "Oh, these assholes have backed it in. They've individually backed it in.
They've removed the market. They've officially removed the market. Fuck,
they've deposited their 10 grand unit in. Now they can't withdraw.
That's my bad. That's my bad on that one. No, well, here we go. No. I found that most votes last 8 rounds. I'll tell you what he's actually paying because I'm in the right. He's paying 41 to 1. I still don't mind it.
That's still worth a unit.
So it's for those looking on Sportsbet. It's most votes in the last 8 rounds. That's what it's called.
Hey,
wait, last 8 rounds. That'll include round 10, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13.
No, it was round 18. I went to.
Yeah. 11, 12, 13, 14.
My beard tonight. The label's on upside down.
What?
Not bad, yeah.
They printed it like that.
I'll show you for example, because I've got another one here. I thought maybe it was meant to be, but...
Well, That's a
Makes more
fuck up.
sense when you tip it, but when you
Corey,
put it in
Corey,
your
no
mouth.
one's here to see fucking beer cans. They're here to gamble like 5 figures.
That's right. That's right, Dizza.
Go on, Pete. You take away Essendon. How was the season?
Right, the season started off all right, then just capitulated after
round two?
I reckon after the Collingwood game was absolutely
Capitulated.
poo-poo.
It was never
no.
capitulated to begin with. There was
All right,
nothing
there
up.
was some hope. There was some hope after the Collingwood win, and then after
Mate,
that,
I've seen houses in bloody Nagambie that are stronger than fucking the Bombers
yeah,
season.
all right, yeah, whatever you say, mate. Whatever you say.
Be careful what you say about Millsy's house.
Nagambie's actually a lovely part of the world, by the way. So that's
Nice. Yeah.
thanks, Pete. Thanks. Yeah, you've done a real good job. Pete, who is polling the most votes for your shit club this year?
I'm going to go safe, Merit, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ridley actually steals it, I reckon.
Too much Supercoach there. Have we got odds on Ridley? Hang on, I'll find it for you.
Yeah,
What did
find it
Ridley
for-
do that impressed you this year, Pete?
His defence, I reckon. Just thought he played pretty well in defence, and I reckon his super coach was pretty good this year as well. So
Not
I'm
too
basing
bad.
on that. I'll base
Now,
it on
look,
that.
you did give us a great one last week, and Schmitty's got Ridley down for polling in one game. So not too bad. 26 to 1, you'll get there, Pete.
But I'll take Merit, though, as a
Don't
safe.
mind it. Don't mind it.
Yeah.
We'll go to Royal now, being the next Essendon man here.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with Pete with Zach Merritt getting most votes for us.
I thought you were going to say
disappointing
Ridley
year.
for a second. I was thinking,
No bombs, it's all good.
what have we done?
But if you don't see Zach Merritt as a good bet, I think Andy McGrath would probably be up there as well for us. Probably second, if not, maybe even steal it a few votes off Zach Merritt. So I think, them two would be probably our leading two vote getters for the year.
Express.
Now, do ineligible players count as part of the team votes?
Yep.
Yeah.
I actually don't mind Dylan Shield, and I know Zach Merritt, and it's easy to say Zach Merritt in this situation, particularly when you look at Jolly's spreadsheet here and you think, shit, he's done some good stuff in the middle of the year, but all the games he's sort of polling in the middle of the year, Essendon, although some of them were close, they didn't win those games of football, which isn't the be-all and end-all, but I think Dylan Shield would be almost on 9 votes prior to round 10, I reckon. And 10, 12 votes might be something that can get it done for a team like Essendon this season.
He definitely was. He was clubhouse leader with Lockie Neal at the start of the year. I think he was second favourite to Neal after 3 games or something. I think he's up there. It's a bet that I don't mind. I think Lockie Neal takes it out nice and easy. But that Dylan Shield after round 5, like if somehow some Lions fans sneak some votes, there could be some value there.
Can I just say to anyone that's still watching the video, probably just close it now. We've had some Jordan Ridley shouts out for Essendon, but we've just had a Lockie Neal shout out for Essendon from Glory.
He's talking about leader after round 5, Diz.
Do you fucking listen to anything?
Oh, there you go. My bad.
Yeah.
Still turn it off. Turn it off. It's getting worse.
Dizzo, what are you on here?
I like McGrath.
Wow. I'll tell you what, boys. The easiest stocking filler that you'll ever have at $1.12. I wouldn't put it in there, but Zach Merritt is a moral to win this. An absolute moral. It's $1.12 and a deserved $1.12. He's every game they win, he's polling. It's Zach Merritt's. They love him. The umpires love him. Boss, you remember a couple of years ago, I lost $50 to you on Zach Merritt.
Did you?
Yeah, I reckon about 5 years ago. We had over under 14.5, and I think I took overs.
Oh, yeah, that kind of rings a bell now.
And he polled probably about 11 votes or something.
Remember a couple of years ago when someone took Zach Merritt at the start of the Supercoach team?
And then who knocked him out from Adelaide?
Very slow.
That's
No, was it not him? No.
someone.
Very good.
I don't know.
Schmitty?
Wasn't it Richie Douglas, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah,
Probably.
Douglas. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so Zach Merritt for me, easily. He's actually paying $3.50 to finish in the top 5, which is less than Taylor Adams, who we just raved about. I just don't think it could be anyone other than him. And for what it's worth, regarding what you were saying about Shield potentially rivaling Lockie Neal after round 5, I don't think anyone other than Travis Boak is going to be doing that. So I probably wouldn't even bother on Dylan Shield, in my opinion.
Hope it happens.
Wait, Pete, what's your thoughts on this total points here? Jordan Ridley 1.
Nah.
You reckon maybe Joel's got that wrong, Pete? Maybe some Collingwood bias there.
Oh, Pete,
I
I
don't
can,
know.
I can take the
Would
criticism.
you
It's
take the
alright.
vote off Danaher and put it on team?
Yeah, I probably would. Actually.
Nah, that one vote for Danaher, that was the game where all the Essendon supporters were like,
They
"Welcome
loved
back,
him.
Joey."
That's when he
Hey,
kicked those 3 goals against Hawthorn. Yeah.
There was a
Yeah.
game for Ridley, I reckon, in the last 4 or 5 where
Yeah, there
I thought he
was.
was like head and shoulders the best player on the ground as well. So
Bumps, you don't have to mention
um,
the sponsors on the podcast, mate.
yeah, they've actually sponsored me hair products, and I'll but yeah, so interesting to see Ridley, and I think when you had Ridley polling, it was early in the season too, actually.
Yeah,
so,
it was in the Collingwood game.
Was it the
Yeah,
Collingwood
round
game
5.
that he dominated?
Anzac Day, that
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
Anzac Day.
No, I'm talking about the one that I'm thinking of later in the year where
No.
I thought he was head and shoulders.
Yeah, but
above.
were they in losses or in the win?
I wouldn't know the result of the game, but he was awesome.
Post round 9, they only had that one win against Hawthorn tonight, and
And
he wasn't even
Wasn't
in their
even
best
mentioned
players.
in the best, yeah.
Yeah, so
That was Andrew McGrath, Zach Merritt when they put on a clinic.
yeah,
Danaher's third quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'll find that game though. I'll work it out. There might be a market for 3 votes that game, I reckon. I might bring it up later.
I'll have a quick look.
For our Dockers, heap ho. What are we looking at with this? I think Fife is the man to beat. No one close. Fife polling in 8 games. This is a man that always polls well every single year. This is a man who polls in more losing games than anyone in history, I think. That's not factual. I just made that up. $1.22, Fifey. Bombs.
Yeah. Is there a market without Fife? It might be more productive to
No,
speak about something
it's
like
not.
that. That's interesting because you would have thought that's immoral.
$1.22. That's probably a stocking filler as well.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
Brayshaw didn't have a bad year either, though.
Yeah, I was
and
going to bring that up. How much do you think
that's-
Brayshaw's paying?
That's why I was
For
interested
Freo's,
in
mate.
without Fife.
$5.50.
What's the next best after that?
David Mundy at 8s.
Yeah,
Welch
so
is at
if
13.
there was a without Fife category, I don't mind taking Brayshaw head to head with Mundy.
Yeah, I'll be taking Brayshaw.
Yeah, but that's too small.
Yeah, it is, but we're looking at for people out there trying to build multis, that could be paying $1.50, $1.60.
Yeah, but you can't just make up a market.
Well, maybe I'll BYO request it from Sportsbet Corey and they'll put it up.
Oh yeah, we're doing you $6. I'll take that. Pete, where are we going with this?
Yeah, can't go past 5, but I like the Brayshaw sort of side bet sort of thing. Yeah.
Yep. Dill, Royal, Sino.
Yeah, just echoing like what the boys have said. I think Fife's probably gonna take it out. He's a bit of a umpire's favourite sort of player, and I think Brayshaw had a really good year, so I wouldn't be surprised if he even ties with Fife or even beats him.
Smitty, you got Fife down for a 3 voter in a game they get done by 30 points.
Yeah, I don't know.
2 games they get done by 30 points.
Yeah, true. I do too. I don't know.
You'll probably snag them. I'm not saying you're wrong.
I don't know.
I must say too. I will give you credit. You don't do this at the end of the season. You don't wait till the end of the year and start doing. You do this game by game as it's happening.
Pretty much. If not like the next day or the day after. Yeah.
Don't shit on your own bet. I'm trying to pump up your tires here.
Oh, well, it's still.
Just try not to be too much of a nuffy.
Serial best.
Sam Sturt with 3 votes in the first game.
What in the? Who was that? Who'd they play?
The last
That was against us.
Essendon,
That was against
yeah.
us too. Yeah.
Yeah, don't see that happening, but okay.
Is he even on that list? Oh yeah, there he is at the dot. Yeah, never mind.
And Fife's the easiest. And again, another $1.22 stocking filler. Get it in. Schmitty.
Yeah, no, there's not much else I can really add to this one. Yeah, Fife gets it done for me. I don't know, just like you said, I know I've got him down for 3 votes in 2 losses, but just is the sort of guy who stands out, I guess. I think.
Has anyone got a top 5 market open at all?
No, not at the moment.
If someone could get that up, I just wouldn't mind seeing what Fife's going to be in there. You keep talking, Smitty. So you're all about Fife.
Yeah. No, sorry, I'm just rolling through the markets looking for the top 5. I can't really find where it went. Finals, extras, season exotics. Yeah, no, anyway, I can't find it at the moment. But yeah, I think I learnt my lesson last year from Fife. I didn't even have him finishing in the top 4 of the Brownlow, and he actually won it. So
$5-7 for top 5 there, Corey.
Yeah, not bad.
What's he for top 10?
Yeah, that'd be
Imagine
about
about
$1.60 or something.
$1.50,
Yeah.
I reckon.
Don't mind it.
Top 10. Jeez, you're gonna go nuts for this. $2.25.
Wow.
I'll take that every day of the week. $2.24 for top 10.
I'm
Are
dumping
you?
3 figures on that.
Yeah, are you kidding yourself? That's going in our. That's going in our value picks.
I'm actually dumping 3 figures on
Now,
that.
I think what we're going to do is all the Patreon money received through the year, Corey, you might just put it on that.
Might as well.
Start growing the investment through some.
220. All right, I'm going through as we go through here. I'm going just at the end. I'll recap some of the best bets they're going with. But yeah, that's a good one.
That's that for me. Nothing else to add there, really.
Next team for me. I think Geelong, is it?
Yep.
What did we say Adam's top 5 was before?
$5.
5 for 5.
I thought that.
Oh, beautiful. We'll get that tally, keep going into the end of the night. This is going to be one of the most interesting ones, I think, for the whole Brownlow is this market. What do we got? We got Sammy Meningola. We've got Cam Guthrie. We've got Paddy Dangerfield. Duncan,
Hawkins.
especially Duncan early. Hawkins kicking bags.
Yeah.
They are going to be one of the hardest teams to predict, I think. Now, I haven't seen your total at the end. I would imagine Geelong will be one of those teams that will be right up there for most votes too.
You wouldn't be wrong.
Yeah, thank you very much. Where are we going, Express?
I'd love to go balls out and say Cam Guthrie, but I don't know what that's going to look like because he was probably, Meningola aside, the most consistent, I reckon, midfielder in that team. And I'm talking like, min 25 touches a game. And just, he was actually awesome this year, incredibly underrated year. And I'd love to see something like that get up on Brownlow night. But there's a bit of bias when it comes to the Brownlow. And you spoke about Fife, and one of the other guys that certainly has it is Paddy Dangerfield. And so, if I'm having a punt, I'm probably betting on Dangerfield, but I'm really barracking for Guthrie.
In bucket loans, Dangerfield. So you got Dangerfield with seven games polling, and Cam Guthrie in 5, Tom Hawkins in 5, Sammy Meningola in 6, Tom Stewart in 3. Where was Duncan?
He's up there, under
Mitch
danger.
Duncan in
Only got him in
2, which I think he'll poll in a little bit more than 2, especially early. He's got a lot of dots early on in the season, though, as well. Selwood's one that'll definitely poll in games as well. They've just got so many. Pete, where are you at?
I'm going what I said. I reckon Duncan will be the most votes for the Cats. Purely because he had a good first half of the season, I reckon. Started well and had a few good games in there. And Duncan for me.
Dill?
I'm going to go with Guthrie as well. Just like Juan said, I think he was the most consistent cat I would probably for the year in the midfield. He was pretty safe for me every week with 20 touches. So hopefully the umpires paid notice to that, and definitely I reckon he should run away with the Cats' most votes, if not Dangerfield.
You're getting about $5 for Cam Guthrie. Let me have a look.
That's
Yeah,
reasonable.
$4 for Cam Guthrie.
Is that a market without
Oh,
Dangerfield there? Do they have a market without Dangerfield?
No, because it's way too tight. Dangerfield's $1.85.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. Diz?
If we're going games to points average, we all know Jack Stevens got that covered in the league.
You
But
get 151 for him, Diz, to be most votes.
Meningola.
Sam Meningola, I don't mind it. I'm going with Dangerfield simply because he's going to he's just going to poll because they love him and it's Dangerfield. And I think they would have felt bad if they got late in the year and they've, game that he was good. They, cost him a Brownlow. That's how they think his name's front of mind. And, I've told you, it's the umpires love Dangerfield. Everyone loves Dangerfield except the grand final. Grand finals just
Eludes him.
yeah, they're losing. Thank you very much.
Premiership,
Yeah, that premiership. Schmitty?
Yeah.
I do like Meningola, just to point on that too.
Look, I try really hard not to get sucked into what are the umpires going to do. I try not to vote on what I think other people are going to think. I just try and vote on what I think. And Danger, he doesn't have to have 30. If he kicks 2 and has 20, he's probably getting 3. I know most players probably would, with those sort of figures anyway. But just that there is that danger factor about it, whether or not we like it or not. But
That's interesting then, because if you've got Danger winning on 15 and you kind of cast votes like that, then I reckon that 15 could be 17 or 18 and he wins that comfortably.
Yeah, and it wouldn't surprise me, but I found myself at one point in the year when I was adding in my votes, it was just, Danger was on top, then Menegol was on top, now it's Guthrie, now it's Hawkins. And it was just, toing and froing the whole way throughout the year. And so, like Corey said, it's going to be really hard to split come Brownlow night. But I think my favourite thing about doing this is I really do I feel like I get a good touch for what's happening around the league. And when Cam Guthrie got named All-Australian, I wasn't as surprised as what a lot of people were. And because obviously, as you can see there, I've rated him having a really good year. So, when people are saying, "Oh, Cam Guthrie on the wing, you got to be kidding me," it just doesn't surprise me because, yeah, I just think he well deserved that spot. So,
yeah. No, can't argue with that. I think they're definitely going to have a very, very good polling section. Gold Coast Suns. Now, this is absolutely crazy, and this will go really quick, I think. Bumps.
Really quick, why? Because you think everyone's going to go for Matt Rowell. I'll tell you now, the dumbest thing you could do is punt on Matt Rowell because
obviously
again,
he's $1.03, so I couldn't.
Well, good luck to him, Corey, but he's never played a game of
$1.03.
football, and so if you think he's going to walk away with 9 votes, I reckon you could be wrong on that one. He might only poll 6 or 7, and if he does
and that'll still be enough for Gold Coast.
well, we'll see how that pans out, Corey. But at the end of the day, I think you might be able to find someone like Took Miller racking up a few more ones or something like that throughout the year. So. You know what, Corey? I'll go balls out because how boring to give everyone a $1.03 favourite. Because I strongly believe someone like Took Miller, even Hugh Greenwood, someone that tackles just in and under contested the entire year, well has gone all right as well. I just think there's value in some of the other players, and I wouldn't mind having a play on someone like Took Miller.
Matt Rowell $1.10, Took Miller 6, Hugh Greenwood 9. I disagree with you because they were actually both. They were all three were just absolutely three vote games though. And I understand what you're saying, but this was a kid who just tore West Coast apart in his first game. Now, if you're an umpire and you're ignoring that, then you're a peanut. I think. They're not the smartest breed. They're probably second to Essendon supporters. So I think Matty Rowell poll well, but I don't mind your shout because all it takes is Took to poll in a couple of those games where he's not expected to poll and wins. That Took where Smitty's got him down for a 1 here. Well, what happens if that 1 is a 2? Or that 1 is a 2 and Matty Rowell's getting the 1 and Lockie Wells polling the 3? It flips the landscape on its head. So I don't mind the shout. Pete.
I don't mind David Swallow actually. He did well, didn't he? What's he paying?
It's your story, Pete.
26 is Pete.
Is he? Okay. Well,
That's all right. I after this, Pete, I think I'm going to multi up one of your
okay season, but that's me anyway. Swallow for me.
Dill Royal.
Yeah, like you said, Corey. I think for someone who played football and just dominated for his first 4 games, I think it'll be pretty hard for anyone else to take votes off him at the start. And I think 9 votes probably be too much for anyone else to catch. But like the others did say, I think Hugh Greenwood and Took Miller are definitely going to be up there and challenging him for the votes. So yeah, I'll go with Rowell, but I think only just maybe 1 or 2 votes.
Go Pinky over there.
Matt Rowell 9 votes, Took Miller 8 votes, Weller and Greenwood 6 votes.
You know who I reckon doesn't get enough love for Gold Coast either is big Jared Witts. But I'm going Matty Rowell as well.
Joel?
Yeah, pretty much what everyone else said. Rowell, I think we'll get the 3 from those first 4 games, and it'll be too hard to catch for anyone. But yeah, Miller and Greenwood do feature in their best quite a lot, so I just don't think they won enough though for them to actually poll anything that is going to catch Matt Rowell. So yeah.
On to the next one. GWS, Greater Western Sydney Giants. This is going to be a tight one, I think. X is there. Josh Kelly, who are back at the start of the season, missing freaking the whole year. I think this is going to be. They're just always a really disappointing team. I think when it comes to the Brownlow time. Lockie Whitfield, do you remember last year? He was a $1.30 favourite to win most votes for GWS, and I think Canelio took it out. Is that correct? Was
Yeah,
it Canelio?
sounds about right.
Didn't you back that, Bombs?
Oh, honestly, I couldn't remember. We're talking a year ago. I've lost a few brain cells since then.
Yeah. Done. But yeah, look, I think Whitfield again. He's going to go into the favourite. And it's just going to be. I think this year he'll take it though. You know, a little bit more time around the ball. Always gets a lot of the touches. Callie's out. I don't think Canelio had quite as good of a season as he did last year. And yeah, I like Whitfield here. But Bombs.
Yeah, no, I'm not even kind of second guessing Whitfield at this point in time. I just don't think there was enough. He's consistent enough on the entire year to produce enough polling games to probably get himself the win.
Royal. Pete. Sorry, Pete.
Yeah, I'm towing the line here. Whitfield here, agreeing with everyone.
Royal.
Yeah, short and simple, Lockie Whitfield.
Dizza.
Nick Haynes.
Oh, wow.
Nick Haynes, you'll get it 18-1 there, Diz. Not bad. Lockie Whitfield, $1.80. Josh Kelly, $4. He played about a sneeze and a half of a game. Toby Green, $4. Canelio, 15. Tim Taranto, 15. Nick Haynes, 18. How many games you got Haynes polling in? Schmitty?
3.
There you go. And Whitfield would be 3.
3 as well, yeah.
4 for Kelly.
The only difference is with Whitfield and Haynes is that Whitfield's
free
second
vote
half.
games.
Well, yeah, and Whitfield's second half of the year was way better as well. So more opportunity to poll, in my opinion.
There you go. You got
And
that
when he's
wrong
good,
there.
he's good kind of
You need-
thing as well.
You need
Whitfield.
Jerry McCameron at Collingwood from there too, mate. You've messed that up as well.
Zach Williams from Carlton. Yeah.
Yep, Zach Williams from Carlton. I
Pete
think
Shaw from Collingwood's also on there. That's
yeah,
a bit weird, though.
Jackson Haley from Adelaide.
Yeah.
So good.
Jai Caldwell from Essendon.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
No. St Kilda.
And yet they're still going to beat Essendon 100 points next year.
I think Essendon's chasing Caniglio as well for Fantasia.
Heath Shaw's coming back to Collingwood for an 8th round pick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not bad. But the 8th round pick's going to Essendon too, as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard.
Yeah. Demerit.
Yeah, Schmitty, Whitfield.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
yep, sorry.
With no confidence, Whitfield leading them.
Toby at 7. He's Perryman. Yeah, Perryman was good early. 6. Haynes.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tight one. Dizzy, you shout of Haynes at 18. Not too bad. Have a couple bucks on that.
And particularly, I think Whitfield was 3 best ons there as well. So if
Yeah.
that's 6 or 7 votes, Haynes
exactly.
will be right in contention.
Spot on. Yeah, too close for me.
On to the Hawkers. Here's another stocking and fill up for you. Bombs.
I don't think we ignore Tom Mitchell in these situations, Corey, and you know what, it may even possess a little bit of value as well. I know they got stuff all going on, but he's not going to be anywhere near the top 10, Tom Mitchell, but he would have done enough to get himself maybe 10 votes on the year, and that'll be enough to carry out the Hawks Brownlow night.
Pete.
Yep. I'm going Tom Mitchell as well. I think he had a all right season, and he'll take it home. Yeah.
Royal.
Yeah, the same. I just don't see who's going to be taking many votes off Tom Mitchell. So, yeah, short and simple, him.
Pest.
Yeah, Titch.
And Jolie to round us out.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I said mine. Sorry, I'm Tom Mitchell. Apologies. I think this is another one of those that you just put him in all your multis and it just gets up.
What's he paying?
$1.25.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing else to really add because you boys have nailed it.
If you're gonna do like a $50 same game multi, I like Taylor Adams, Tom Mitchell, Nat Fyfe, and Zach Merritt.
Zach Merritt. I was about to say the same thing.
Yeah, it's you get $2.56 for that.
I know I've got Wingard coming in second on 7, but those were from me. I think in the first 4 rounds.
He didn't do anything after
that. There's just
What was your multi?
He's shit. Adams, Merritt, Fyfe, and Titch. $2.56. I think that's. We'll talk about them at the end, like what we like, but that's I'll have.
Hey Pete, I'll hit you up to borrow 10 grand off you tonight.
I'll have a small house on that. All the Ds, the mighty Ds. Now Petrarca is one that people absolutely love here, so this is going to be interesting. Express.
the disrespect Clayton Oliver is given in this market, to me, is unbelievable. I mean, the amount of pill he had throughout the year,
Yeah.
the amount of clearances he had throughout the year, the amount of contested possessions. I get that Petrarca, he moved into the midfield and all that kind of jazz, and yes, he probably will take it out, but it's going to be nowhere near as big as people think.
Pete.
Yep. Clary. Yeah, good point. Bombs. Yep. Clary for me. Yep.
Royal.
Yeah, I think track, but like Bomb said, I think it's going to be pretty close. Like Clayton Oliver had one of the most consistent years in AFL, so I wouldn't be surprised if he took it out. But yeah, I think track just.
Just want to touch on this. You've got. I'll probably get the right team up. You've got Clayton Oliver polling in 6. You've got Petrarca polling in 9 with a lot of best ons. And you've got Jack Viney in 6, Maxi Gawn in 5. The market currently has Petrarca at $1.08, Max Gawn at $6, Clayton Oliver at 10, Jack Viney's at 51s. I agree with you, Bombs. I think there is a huge disrespect here. Diz, I'll come back to you too. Sorry, I've gone a little bit off topic. I like one of the other boys, and I really like Clayton Oliver. I don't mind the cheeky fiver on Jack Viney either, just for a lot of 1 and 2s. I don't think Petrarca is going to poll nearly as well as what he's marked down to, and not just here, just in general. I think early days there's going to be a lot of that, kind of who's this guy. It's those, he will have the 3 gamers late, so I think I'll probably see him around the 15 later in the year, but I don't think he's going to absolutely shit it in, and I probably don't even have him in the top 4, top 5 category. I think he'll be one of those ones that he gets a lot of. There's players every single year that get a shit ton of hype at this stage. I remember that Robbie Gray season where he absolutely dominated in the midfield, and it was more of that back end of the season midfield. He was about maybe a $6 or $7 shot on Brownlow night. I think he went in there and polled 10 or 11 votes. I'm staying far away from Petrarca, and he'll probably end up winning it and beating Lockie Neal, but it's just one of those ones that I don't even want to bar off in anything, let alone top 3, top 4, top 5. Dizza?
I think a prime example of that, Corey, last year, Jack McRae, everyone was expecting big votes from him. He didn't make top 3 either. What was I going to touch on? Oh, like we spoke about it earlier before the podcast too, I said to you, Petrarca had a lot of impact first half of games and went quiet second half of games, and that's where I think umpires will not really take much notice of it. I still think Petrarca wins. But Bombs, I want to ask you, how much do you reckon, what have you got Clary polling?
I haven't done a spready myself, Diz, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was early teens.
You can get $1.70 from to beat Cripps, head to head.
Yeah. Look, I'd probably take that because I reckon Cripps is floating around the 10 mark, and Clary probably early teens.
It's a great bet.
Yeah.
I think a fantastic bet. I love Smitty sitting here with his fucking little smug reaction because he's like, it's a shit bet. He's a shit bet.
No, actually, I like it. I like it. I actually agree. I feel a little bit like Kane Corns when anyone disagrees with my opinion. I feel like I'm sitting here like ready to rebut.
That's Kane Corns' everyday life, mate.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. How you going, Smitty?
Yeah, well, I had Oliver and Petrarca pretty neck and neck until probably the last 6 games, and then I had Track pulling away. The thing I like about Petrarca is I think he is that type of player who is Dusty-like, Danger-like, Fife-like, where he's a big-bodied mid who can make an impact, win clearances, but can also isolate out of full forward and also have an impact. So what I'm sort of getting at is that I feel like he's the sort of player that umpires would like. And I know he's only had his breakout year was this year, but I think it sort of reflects in my votes a little bit how I didn't really have him polling a lot in the first half, but then once he sort of got that recognition for being that breakout player, that big bull that we were sort of all expecting him to become, he really did sort of take a few games by the scruff of the neck and potentially poll the 3. So that's where I saw it anyway.
It's funny too because I'm having a look at this and I'm sitting here and saying that I'd seen around 15 votes, but it only takes 3 or 4 best on grounds and you're at 10 to 12 votes already. So yeah, that's understandable because I think he's got that in him too. So I think maybe I've actually sold him a little bit short there, but I'll definitely be leaving him out of my markets as well. I just worry early. Yeah, that game they beat Carlton by 1 point. Like You got him down for 2.
Yeah, I don't
Not
really
sure.
remember it.
Not sure if I'm only overly convinced that that could go in any order between Gawn,
Yeah.
Oliver, Petrarca.
Oh, I think you're probably fine.
And watch the amount of there'll be a Carlton player that'll sneak into votes there because
for sure.
Melbourne were the team to beat, and Melbourne, we're going in probably favourite, and Carlton's just lost to them.
Do you remember Jack Silvani being really good that game, or is that another year?
It would have been another year because I don't think Jack played this year.
Mm.
And if he did, it might have been the first round against Richmond, sort of pre-COVID.
I just remember him having a really good game against Melbourne, but I can't remember when. Anyway.
Yeah, that wasn't this year.
Fair enough.
But yeah, so all
respect to Clay.
Those games where he has 20 and kicks 3, I think it's hard to argue with your theory. And you're not wrong. He is a very, very explosive player.
Yeah. I definitely agree with what Bomford said about.
Where have you got him? Sorry. Oh, wait. We'll see that at the end.
Yeah, we will. We will.
Oh, the mighty North Melbourne. Here we go. You might find a little bit of value in here, I reckon. Actually, I've got it. I think this is where my value starts kicking in. I don't mind this. North, you've got Toddy Goldstein polling in 4 games, Shawnee Higgins in 2, Jai Simpkin in 3, Jared Pollock in 2, Jed Anderson in 3. So they're not doing a shitload. Did North Melbourne win their first 2 games? Wow, there you go.
Yeah.
Wow, what a laugh. Bonds, where are you at here?
Nowhere other than at Todd Goldstein.
I agree. Do you know what you're getting for Toddy Goldstein?
Well, based on that reaction of yours, I reckon I might get $1.70.
$3.
What?
Yeah.
Poll most for North.
To poll most
Who's the
votes for
favourite?
North Melbourne.
Higgins?
Oh,
Jed Anderson at $2.50.
What?
Yeah.
all right.
Yep.
Wow.
These lads
That's
taking
a shocker.
or what?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Could not believe it today.
Well, there goes a value pun of the night. Goldstein. Let's mark this one down, Corey. 3-1.
I would sell your child to the black market and put all the money on it.
North. I've got a really funky multi too that I'm already on. I checked it out today and I'm just like, let's get on that. But no, there's some good ones out there. Pete.
I'll have to go Goldie. Yep.
Royal.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like, I'm really torn. Like, Goldie had a really good year. Then think of Jai Simpkin at the start of the year. He had a really good start. Whether he gets the recognition at the start, but and even Jed Anderson, he had a really solid year. But I think overall, Todd Goldstein had the complete year and probably takes up the most votes.
Is that?
I don't mind Jed Anderson though.
Yeah, I'll just go Todd Goldstein. I don't like this team.
You don't have to like him, mate. Jed Anderson, interesting here. Best on ground in 2 losing games. I mean, he was good. That Brisbane game was a 1-pointer, and it could have gone either way. The West Coast game you've got at the end. We've got him for 2 votes in that Adelaide game. The one thing that I like that you've got here, Todd Goldstein, 2 votes against St Kilda. He was great. Todd Goldstein, 3 votes against GWS. That's immoral. Todd Goldstein, 3 votes against Adelaide. I cannot see. You've got a 1 voter in there too in that close loss to Essendon. I think Todd Goldstein wins this easily. I was shocked when I had a look at the market and seen that Jed Anderson was shorter than he is. Jed Anderson, I'm not going to write his season off. He was a fantastic player. Not fantastic, but he was a great player in a team that didn't show much. But I think Todd Goldstein here is just $3 value for money, and one that I'm going to have it, my value multi.
Yeah. I think the thing that probably makes me lean towards Goldstein a little bit is that I'm more confident that he will poll in their wins, which I had him down as 2, 3, and 3 in their 3 victories for the year. I'm more confident that he is likely to poll a 3 in a win than Jed Anderson is in a loss, even though they were sort of close. Like, from memory, I didn't see all of that West Coast North game that was in the last round of the year, but from all reports, it was pretty ordinary. And even though North lost, it wouldn't surprise me to see a West Coast player poll 3, even though I had Anderson there. But yeah, seeing Goldie poll 8 votes in 3 victories just makes me more confident that he's the one.
Let's move it on.
Port Adelaide.
Port Adelaide. This is another one. I think Travis Boak, one of my value bets of the night. While we're on the topic of it, Travis Boak, I think to win or without Lockie Neal. I really like that, and I think that's a moral. I think you can get 3 votes for that. $3 for that at the moment. The market that we are looking at though for Port Adelaide is the Port Adelaide without Travis Boak in the market. So Bomps, how do you see that panning out?
Now, it's a 2-horse race. I think it's Rockcliffe and Wines, and I'd really love for someone like Rockcliffe to kind of carry it out. But I think Wines is more consistent on the entire year, so he will probably get it. But Rockcliffe's last month, 6 weeks of football, could produce a significant amount of votes.
Especially those last 3.
Yep, and he's just in some sick form at the moment, Rockcliffe.
Pete?
Yep, so without Boak, I will be going with Ollie Wines. I think he just had a really good year. I reckon he did really well, and he'll poll pretty well besides Boak, and yeah.
Just to give you the market too, boys, Wines $1.65, Rockcliffe $2.90, Robbie Gray $7. Royale?
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Ollie Wines, I think he was really consistent this year, probably second to Travis Boak, so I'll definitely be going him. But I don't really mind Robbie Gray as well. I think once he moved into the midfield, I think, he had a really good season, and he was really impactful in a lot of their wins, so wouldn't be surprised if he came second.
Yes.
I just want to start it off with the disrespect shown from Smitty to Big Dick Tom Cleary. That's disgraceful.
What's wrong? He's in there for one in their best
one
best
and rare. That's it. He's at least got 3 votes.
Do you reckon Mills, he's turned the potty off?
Yeah, he's not happy.
Yeah, he's. Who you got there, mate?
Rockcliffe.
Yeah, I'm Rockcliffe as well. This was another market that I was extremely shocked. And I get Ollie Wines. Consistent Port wins. Someone's got to poll votes. And I know Rockcliffe didn't set the world on fire in that little patch kind of early season, but I think his form was just absolutely excellent. He does what he needs. There'd be games where he didn't have, 30 touches, but he would have had about 8 to 9 tackles too. So I'm really, really big on Tom Rockcliffe without Wines. Without Boak. I thought $2.90 was favourite, and that's another one that's going in my big value bet that I'll announce later. Schmitty?
Yeah, I'm on Wine. Sorry, not Wines. Rockcliffe as well, only narrowly. And it was probably those last few games that jumped him up there.
Flick us across.
Yeah, the last few games jumped him up.
Sorry,
Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide's actually the side that I think, from memory, I've got the most players potentially polling a vote, as you can see by that extensive list.
Just realised when I said before with Geelong, there's actually a total down the bottom.
yeah, there is. But unless you're actually paying attention, you're probably not working out the order yet. Rocky only just.
One of those good ones where you can go find a player to poll the vote. That market.
Well, I found that market before, and I actually picked one out, but now I can't find it. And I was looking for Jack Stephen, but I had him for one vote, but I can't find the market anymore.
He's not in the market. I already had a look. Who did you want to know?
No.
No. I was looking before. I was looking for Stephen.
Motlop's $1.40 to poll a vote.
That game where he kicked 3.
No, that's the one I got in for.
Wasn't it
round 2 or something against Adelaide?
That wasn't a final. That was the first final.
Yeah, Motlop round 2 when they smashed Adelaide.
All right, across to the Tigers, and we will be taking the Tigers without Martin. I don't know what he's paying for top 5, Dustin Martin, but I like it. The other thing that I like too is Dustin Martin to round out the top 4. Which we will talk about in our exotics a little bit later on.
Sorry, Dusty top 5, he's paying $2.20.
That's absolute shit. I won't be taking
he's
that.
his favourite.
Is he really?
Yep.
Fuck. Thought I'd get a little bit juicier odds on that, but okay.
That's including ineligible, so don't know.
Well, okay, there you go, Bomps.
Shy Bolton, I think.
At
he's
240.
I think he's got enough X factor about him to poll, potentially 10 votes, and that's probably enough to get the job done in a category like this.
Pete?
I'm going left field. Kane Lambert is out, Dusty, I reckon.
$5, not bad, Pete.
Yeah.
How many games you got in Poland in here? Schmitty, Kane, Lambert in only 2.
No.
Yeah, that's all right. Shy Bolton in 4. Rewald in 2. Grimes in 2. Koch in 2.
Favourite in the market.
Shy Bolton at 240. Cochin at 260. Kane Lambert at 5s.
What's Jaden Short?
Jaden Short is 7s.
Wow.
Royal.
Who just pulls out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
my boy Shy Bolton. I think he actually had an amazing year when he moved into the midfield and those Tigers didn't come up to the hub. So wouldn't be surprised if he took it out. But like a left field option also is Jaden Short. I thought he had a really solid and consistent year. But yeah, I think Shy Bolton is definitely going to be the one takes it out without Dustin Martin.
Well, Corey, it's the AFL, and we know what the AFL like. There's only one player that can win this, and it's Dustin Martin. He's going to win the market without Dustin Martin. Lock it in.
Very good. I'm on Trent Cochin here. I don't think that as good as Shy Bolton was, you know that he's going to get overlooked. Just being that kind of emergent player in those early games, it seems to just happen. Games that you think he'll poll 3, he'll poll 2, and games you think he'll poll 2, he'll poll 1. Trent Cochin is a Brownlow favourite. He is very, very loved by the umpires, and I think Trent Cochin at $2.60 is the value bet of this market.
And just quietly, Derek is $1.40 to poll a vote.
The egg.
The egg. Derek, we're just calling Derek.
Schmitty?
Yeah, well, it would be pointless of me to go against Shy Bolton, but I don't mind your Trent Cochin call either. So, yeah, pretty much for the exact same reasons as you said, and the reasons that I've got Shy Bolton are for the same reasons that everyone else said. So, yeah, not a lot else there to add. I don't mind Jaden Short. I thought he had a really good year. As we saw in the last slide, he was in Richmond's best quite a lot, but he's just not really that.
Vote getter.
Yeah, he's not a vote getter. So I still think he'll get a couple here and there because he does play a good role and he is noticed, but not probably Brownlow noticed.
On to the Saints. ST Kilda, what have we got here? We've got Jade Gresham, 3 games expected to poll. Jack Billings, 4 games. Zach Jones, 3 games. Jack Steele, 7 games. Now, I think the market is without Jack Steele, if I'm not mistaken. It is Jack Steele, Brownlow kind of smoky, not to win it, but really like him and will round out my trifecta as well. I think he's been polled very, very well. Bonds, who you got in the St Kilda market without Steele?
I've got nothing else to add. Yeah, Billings, did you catch it?
No, we didn't,
no,
thank you.
Oh, sorry, Billings.
Yep. Pete? Bonds, just ask him, what do you think the market is? What do you think Jack Billings is paying?
What's around out Saints? Who else they got?
Marshall, Butler, Hunter Clark, Zach Jones, Gresham.
Yeah, probably 250-ish.
Yep, the $3.
Okay, that's nice.
Zach Jones is $1.90. Pete?
Ooh. I was expecting everyone to be kind of close there, a bit like Richmond, and everyone at that $2.50 kind of range.
It's got to be Luke Setterfield, hasn't
Yeah. Campbellfield.
it? Nah, no seriousness. I'll go Jack Steele.
Yeah,
Without
so
Jack
Jack
It's
Steele
without
will
Jack
win.
Steele.
Oh, is it? Oh, sorry. I didn't catch that for first
He was
part.
too busy
Sorry.
making a joke.
I was kind of busy. Yeah, that's right. I'll go Billings as well.
Yeah.
Agree with Bombs there.
Royal?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Zach Jones. I thought he was pretty consistent for the year, so yeah, I'll go with him.
Dizza?
Yeah, I like Zach Jones' shout too.
I'm Jack Billings again. I was shocked that this was overs and he's included in my value multi. Schmitty?
Yeah, I had Jack Billings, Zach Jones tie on 8. Yeah, Billings is one of those players who I don't feel like I notice a lot during games, and then when I look at stats, I'm like, oh, okay, shit, he's had 20. And then looking back, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, you know, maybe I've napped on him a little bit. And Zach Jones, I just thought had a great year all round for St Kilda. Their supporters would be really happy with his acquisition for this year. But yeah, I'm a little bit worried that maybe I've napped a little bit on Jack Steele. I think I've only got him for roughly 15 votes, and I know that goes against everything that most markets and things like that are suggesting he'll poll. But yeah, I don't know. Just like I said a bit earlier on, that's just how I saw it. So there's no, like I said, it would defeat the purpose of me going back and fabricating votes that I don't think he earned, just for the sake of trying to appease what a sports bet market says. So
100%.
yeah. For me, he's probably unders what I think a lot of people think, but that's not to say he didn't have a great year.
I hope Coop doesn't see this because you'll get in some trouble.
Yeah, before we move on as well, I've lost a lot of respect for this spreadsheet after seeing Jack Steele's total here. That's disgraceful.
Yeah, look, in all honesty, it's the one that I'm a little bit uncertain about, but yeah, I call it how I see it, and that's what I came up with.
I don't know how you've got Jack Steele even winning St Kilda's, to be honest. I don't think he had a good year.
Yeah, well, you're not all there, so that's all right.
Hey, we don't make jokes about mental health and disability, Dizzle.
I just said you weren't all there.
On to the next one.
Dumb fuck.
The Swannies. Schmitty has. I was going to say Isaac Heaney polling 5 times. Josh Kennedy polling 5 times. Lukey Parker polling 5 times. Dane Rampy on the 2. Where is Lloyd? Lloydie on the 2. And Isaac Heaney on the 2. Bomb Sweet starting with Sydney.
Lloyd, Corey, 4-1. I don't give a shit what this spreadsheet says. Anyone who can touch the ball pretty much on average 30 touches a game is probably polling more than 3 votes on the year, Corey. I reckon virtually lock him in.
You like 375?
I love 375.
I also love 375 bombs. I'm on there with you too. Pete?
Yep, Luke Parker for me. Just think he had a pretty good consistent
Sorry, mate.
season.
I didn't say that at Sydney without
Oh,
Sorry, without Parker, Pete.
Did you? Sorry.
Got him rattled now.
Oh, because he can't see the spreadsheet. Just so know, Pete.
Kennedy's 210, Jake Lloyd's 375, Papley $6.
Just so anyone that doesn't know, Pete's still stuck in Cambodia.
Yeah, JPK. I'll go JPK.
Thanks. Del Royal.
Pete had a bit of a bender the other night and got married 3 times.
As you can see, I'm on the beers, mate.
I'll go with BT's mate Lloyd. So yeah, I think he had a really good year, but I wouldn't mind JBK as well.
Yeah.
God.
Also, Ollie Foreign. How many games have you got in for Smitty to?
What does it say there?
0.
None.
None. Oh, thought he actually had a decent year. Wouldn't be surprised if you get a couple of votes.
First half of the year, he was in their best players. He might poll 1 or 2 maybe early on when they had a few wins. But
I'm on Jake Lloyd, Corey.
Love it, Dizza. Love it. I'm also on Lloyd, Schmitty.
yeah, no, I'm with Josh Kennedy here.
Yeah, on your job.
Thanks, Bombs. No, I don't know. Sorry, Pete. Sorry, Bombs. Thanks, Pete. That's what I meant. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Just something about Lloyd. Like maybe it was a little bit of my frustration and not having him in super coaches, not really wanting to give him the recognition. But I don't know. I feel like I tend to lean towards the mids who are getting the clearances and laying the tackles, which that is pretty much Josh Kennedy epitomised. Lloyd, I feel like even though he gets 30 touches, he could go a game where he gets 30 and only 3 of them are contested and 27 of them are uncontested and, sideways and whatever else. And so I just don't feel like that draws the attention of someone like Kennedy who's maybe getting 6 or 7 clearances and laying 6 or 7 tackles and whatever. But that's just the sort of player I think I tend to lean to. That's not to say Jake Lloyd didn't have a good year. Just think Kennedy's more of a Brownlow type player, I guess you could say.
I reckon if Sydney managed to pick up an extra 3 wins in this season, I'd be going very, very hard on Luke Parker for trifectas and top 3s and things like that too.
You got him as 15. He's paying for 15 or more votes. Luke Parker, $2.50.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I think he could poll. I think he'll be around that mark, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's just that win-loss ratio that's the problem.
Yeah, it hurts him a bit. He's not a Fife type that, even in poor years that he's going to still poll that highly. So
if you put your Mercedes on that, Joel, you'll now have two Mercedes and a Toyota.
Well, if I had one Mercedes, I'd be happy, but I don't. So
on to the next one.
Yep.
We have the West Coast Eagles. Now, this will be a very, very interesting market. This is another very close one. We have Nick Nat at 260, Tim Kelly 275, Gaff at 450, Dom Sheet at 650, Josh Kennedy at 9s. Bonts, where you at?
Nick Nat, and I say that purely because that patch in the middle of the year will be enough to get him early teen votes, and for a team that their votes are probably going to be so spread, that's going to be enough to get it done.
Pete?
Gaff for me. Pretty consistent season, I reckon. Yeah.
Not bad at 450. Dill, Royal?
Yeah, I'm splitting here as well. I think traditionally ruckmen don't get a lot of votes. Nick Danelli was clearly the best ruckman for me this year. But yeah, I'll go with him, but I would not be surprised if Andrew Gaff takes it out. And 450, that's juicy. If you're going to talk about value multis, Corey, surely in your one, you've probably got that one there.
No, I don't.
No, you don't?
No.
Maybe some listeners to chucking in.
There you go. Dizza, Pest?
Yeah, I like Nick Nat. But Joel's spreadsheet here is showing a bit of Dom Sheed, but like I said, I've lost respect for the spreadsheet after St Kilda.
Dom Sheed at 650.
Dom Sheed's lucky he's even on that spreadsheet.
I think Nick Nat wins this quite easily, to be honest. We can talk about ruckman not getting love as much as you want, but there's not too many ruckmen that are, going out there and absolutely dominating and using that nice ass like Nick Nat did all year. So we know I'm a big Nick Nat fan. Rode him through most of the season. And I just think that Nick Nat's football around the ground, he's flashy enough. He does enough, and he's so dominant. And it's apparent. I mean, if you're not standing there, the only way that Nick Nat won't win this is that the umpire's reflex time between ball bouncing to the ground and their shitheads looking up somehow managed to miss the absolute brilliance that Nick Nat was putting on display throughout the year. However, I don't think Gaff is going to be even close in this market. I don't think he's... sorry, Royal, sorry to shit on your parade there, but I think 450s is probably still unders. I think if anyone is taking this, it's Tim Kelly, because there's a lot of those massive wins where Tim Kelly just dominated in that midfield, and they seem to link up as well. I think Gaff spent way too much time out on a wing this year to do enough, and you can see it's almost evident with you've got Gaff in the first, Gaff in the last two, and I think maybe that's sucking your boys in a little bit there.
The thing with Nick Nat as well, Corey, is that sometimes with midfielders, when ruckmen get hit out to advantage, they almost get it underneath the ruckman's hand. But when Nick Nat produces clearances and gets hit outs to advantage, he's clearing 5-6 metres of space within the centre circle, and I think umpires will take more note of that, particularly around the clinches where generally your Brownlow vote getters are found.
And not to mention, just like a stallion.
Big dick vibes, yeah.
Eggplant emoji as well, Corey, there?
Yeah. I think I need bigger. I don't think my garden can grow eggplants that big. Royal. Smitty?
Yeah, Nick Nat, where it fell for me too. Where's Gaff there? Yeah, no, 5 down. For all the reasons you boys said, he's just a big impact player. Does big things, has big moments, recognisable.
Has a
big things, big moments.
Big Fijian. That's it.
All right. Last but not least is the doggies.
Bit delayed tonight, sorry.
This is going to kill Bumps. What have we got? We got Bontempelli in 5 projected, Caleb Daniel 4, Libber in 4, Hunter in 3, English in 3, McRae in 5. There's a large spread. Bumps, where you at?
Why was this going to kill me? Just interested.
I don't know why I said that.
Oh, because the market's actually without Alex Keith.
Oh, sorry. No, it's going to kill you. Sorry. No, I do remember now. I do remember because you hate the Bond.
I do, but that doesn't mean that I can't say that he's going to win this, and I think he wins this quite comfortably, to be honest.
$1.95.
McRae, $1.95 is favourite.
Yeah, McRae's favourite, $1.80. Bond, not $1.95. English 18, Daniel 21, Bailey Smith 26, Libber 26, Hunter 34s.
Eek. Well, I'll say this. Bontempelli will win this, and McRae proved last year that he cannot poll as well as his stats may suggest he would, and for that reason, and champion data probably having some sort of input with the umpires, I'd imagine, Corey, he will take this out. I reckon by 5 votes.
Pete?
Yep, I disagree with Bobs. I think McRae's taking it out. I don't see Bont. Bont's not taking it out. I think McRae will take it out. Simply because he had the better season, I reckon. So
Bombs is an idiot, eh, Pete?
that's right.
Yeah. On to you, Royal.
Yeah, no, we talk about umpires loving players, and I think Bond's probably at the top of that list. So clearly for me, I think Marcus Bontempelli takes it out. He had a good year. Personally, I think Jack McRae should take it out, but I think, Marcus Bontempelli, well, the impact he has on he stands out a bit more when doggies win, hits the scoreboard sort of thing. So I think that's probably what's going to get him over the line in terms of the votes.
I just want to ask a question. I noticed the video a couple of nights ago where there's a bit of tension, and it's just raised again between Pete and Bomb. So I just want to know if everything's all right between you two.
Everything's all good, mate.
Everything's all good? No.
All right, no worries.
Do you think he's a dickhead, eh, Pete?
Pete, look, if I can air some of our dirty laundry, Pete told me I could have some of his sloppy seconds, and he told me they were actually off visiting someone else tonight, and I've just heard them in the background, so I'm just a bit angry with him again that he hasn't been able just.
Bombs, I've actually got some bad news, and I'm on Pete's side here. The borders are actually locked. So they can't actually get in from South Cambodia.
South Cambodia. I thought some of his seconds from when he was back down here in Melbourne might have been within my 5 kilometre radius, but
I think Cappy's in bed. I'm on Bontempelli.
I'm also on Bontempelli. I just think this is again a lot like you, Bombs. I think it's going to be a landslide. He's just loved. He's flashy. He does everything he can need. He puts the ball inside 50. McRae gets the ball, but the way that Bont uses it is on a different level. I think he had a very good year this year too, taking Supercoach out of it. And I just think the Bont he's the eye catcher for that team. I think $1.95 is great, and I don't mind on top of that Adams, Merritt, Fife, Titch, multi chucking in Bontempelli for an extra leg and getting about $5 on that as well. So that's where I am with that. Schmitty?
Yeah, flip a coin for me between Bont and McRae.
But
I do take your point on Bont, being more of a standout type player. And, I think from every game I had him polling votes, he was almost the best on in all of the games that he polls. And I suppose, I think it was Bont said that McRae last year when we all spoke about him potentially being a winner of the Brownlow. He didn't poll as well as everyone sort of thought he would, and this year he wasn't at that level. So I think, his voting might be reflected in that too, and therefore Bont will be their top vote getter.
Okay, very good. What's the next slide? So we've got the leaderboard. Here we are. Lockie Neal on 29, Travis Boak on 22, Petrarca 20, Dustin Martin on 18, Nat Fife rounding out that top 5. Didn't we say we got $7 on Fife to finish in the top 5?
Something like that.
225.
Something like that.
225. Yeah. No, that was top 10.
Yeah.
Oh, top 10. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Let me double check. Read through it, Corey. I'll double check.
Yeah, sorry, I'll just make a note. Top 10, top 5. Taylor Adams, that I think is a bit low. Zach Merritt, Paddy Dangerfield, 15. Jack Steele, 15. Luke Parker, 15. Sammy Mann, Marcus Bontempelli, and Nick Nat. So that's where we're kind of rounding off our leaderboard. There's a lot of 11s and 12s. Should be close around that log jam. I think it'll be over very, very early. I'm pretty happy with this. The looks of this, Schmitty. I've got a $50 bet with someone. I slab that Lockie Neal clears it by 5.5 votes. So I like what I see there.
Yep.
7-1 for top 5 there, Corey.
Yeah.
And 225 for top 5.
Okay.
Sorry, top 10.
10, yeah.
Don't mind it. What's the next slide?
Team totals.
Oh, yeah, I like this. Schmitty, give us a bit of a run through for this because you can find a little bit of value in this market. I haven't had a look at it. But...
So all year when I was doing it, I sort of thought maybe I got Melbourne a bit high, maybe I got Richmond a bit low, but I was looking at overs and unders for teams, and I think Sportsbet have got overs and unders for Richmond at 54.5, which makes me feel a lot better about where I've got them sitting. And there was someone else that we were looking at off there. I can't exactly remember who it was, but that was pretty close to what I had as well. Maybe it was Melbourne. But yeah, this is pretty much just the leaderboard of
Brisbane. That was
total team.
Brisbane 65.
Oh, Brisbane. Yeah,
65 and a half Brisbane is.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, I suppose the few Sportsbet markets I did look at in comparison to what I had weren't too far off. So,
do you want me to compare them for you?
Yeah, if you want.
So Adelaide's at 24 and a half on Sportsbet.
That's who I actually looked at, Adelaide, yeah.
And you got on 26. Brisbane, 65 and a half.
Yeah.
Carlton, 46 and a half.
Not
Collingwood, 59 and a half. Of course, you got overs, a bit of bias. Essendon,
Probably.
40 and a half. Freo, 51 and a half. Geelong, 69.5. Gold Coast, 34.5. GWS, 45.5.
It's pretty good, Schmitty.
I know, I've actually nailed a fair view, aren't I?
Hawthorn, 29.5.
Wow.
Melbourne, 58.5. North Melbourne, 30.5. Port Adelaide, 76.5. Richmond, 54.5. St
Going too
Kilda,
quick, yes.
60.5.
No, you're right.
Sydney, 39.5. West Coast, 63.5. And Bulldogs, 61.5.
It's actually incredible, a lot of them too, especially those bottom ones, that it probably is a lot easier to tip those losing teams. Vote getting tally if the market's suggestive of anything.
Yeah, I don't think any that Diz has said were really that far off. I think maybe 4 or 5 here or there for a couple, but the rest were within 3, I reckon.
Yeah, I think the biggest was Collingwood. No surprise there. Was this the last slide that we had up?
I believe so.
It is.
Yeah, beautiful. So a couple of questions here, and we'll run through it. Bomps, can I please have your top 5? Thank you. And Diz, if you want to just jump back to the slide before for us, that might help.
Yep, you want it in order?
In order, please.
Yep, Neil, Dusty, Boak, Adams, and Petrarca.
That's not bad. You're going to have a couple of trifectas and quinellas on out there?
If you want to know what I've got on, I've made a few punts kind of during this, Corey. So
No. Save them for the end. Save them for the end. Pete?
Yeah, so I've got Neil, Boak. Yeah, Neil, Boak. Neil, Boak.
You got Petrarca, Steele, Martin, Fife, Adams, Zerrett, Dangerfield.
Yeah, so Fife, Adams, and I'll go Nick Nat, like 5th as a left field option.
Flying home, mate. Flying home. Even though you had Gaff as the US Coast top We'll go to Royal, please.
Left field. I said left field, so yeah.
Thanks, mate.
Too many Baronis tonight, Pete. Wait, did you just hear that under breath then?
What did he say?
Trying to say it a bit louder, Pete?
No, I'm right,
It was a bit of an effing dickhead.
That's a bit harsh, Pete.
I don't think Pete's happy.
Hey, you're not respecting me. Show me my respect.
Very good, Pete. Very good. Royal?
Yeah, I've got Lockie, Neil, Travis Spoke, Petrarca, Tay Adams, I reckon 4th, and I'll go, Dusty 5th.
Neil, Steele, Boak, Petrarca, and Zerrett.
Matty.
Yeah, well, my top 5's right there. I don't need a recap, do I?
Oh, that's what you're going through with that? Okay. And I'll be Neil, Boak, Steele, Adams, Fife, I think, which is stiff because I was probably going to round it out with Dustin Martin. That'll be between Fife and Martin. I'll have a couple of plays around with a couple of different things as well.
Just to retouch on one as well, I did say McGrath over Zerrett in the Essendon. I'm just putting Zerrett top 5, but I had a look at a few games over this podcast, and Zerrett's got it.
All right.
Over McGrath.
Your best bets, and you can pass if you're not having a punt. That's out there as well. Bomps, will start with you.
All right, mate. So this is something I've done a little while back. So I'll just let you know me bets on the night. So I've got about $100 on Lockie Neil at 3-1, Corey. I've got $10 on Jack Steele without Neil, but I did that so long ago. That's like 4 months ago. But that's not coming up anywhere near a winner, I would have thought. I've got a multi here. Sam Walsh, Carlton, Crouch, Adelaide, Zerrett, Essendon, Rao, Gold Coast, Petrarca, and Lloyd. Now that's paying 20. What did I get it at? 24.90, which I didn't think was too bad. And then I've just done a few punts tonight, Corey. A couple of those ones you spoke about, just those stocking fillers, as you like to call them. Adams there at 5, Tom Mitchell. I've done that by itself. I've done one that has Todd Goldstein winning North's one as well, just to get a bit more odds. And then I've done a bigger one that also has Marcus Bontempelli with Danger, Petrarca, Goldstein, Adams, and Zach Merritt coming up at 22.45.
Like it, mate. I like it. Pete, you got any on yet?
No, but I will. I'll try and get one
Get
on.
them up on your socials, I reckon.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. Yeah.
Beautiful.
I did take Adams' last 8 rounds as well, by the way. As well.
Yep, at 41-1.
41-1, yeah.
Yep, so that was in our value picks. Royal?
I've got a couple of bets on previously. Like I had a 3-legger for the Coleman, Rising Star, and Brownlow, so obviously need Neil. And then I had to outright him at $11. So sort of kicking myself that I didn't chuck more on that, but we'll be chucking on a few, which will be Roy Laird for most for Adelaide, Lyons without Neil, Tay Adams, Zach Merritt, and then I'll be chucking on also, Jake Lloyd for a bit of value as well.
And I've been putting... sorry, Dizza?
I put on a couple early in the season. I got Matt Rao, $20 to win the Brownlow. Still in with a shot.
What's the cash out value on that?
Won't let me for some reason. 20. I got $20 on Lockie Neal at $5.50. Probably should have went harder, but that was literally the minute after Matt Rao went down. I put that on, and I got $20 at 19-1 on Jack Steele to win without Neil.
Yeah.
What'd you get Rao at, Dizza?
17s.
17, nice.
And I like Clayton Oliver to beat Cripps in the head-to-head, as well as where was it? Cam Guthrie to beat Jack McRae.
Yeah, not bad.
What's that one paying?
Guthrie is $2.75.
Nice. Can you multi those head-to-head matchups?
I don't think so.
You can. I think you can multi them with other head-to-heads, but I'm not sure what other markets
you can.
There you go. Fuck, I'll be
So
all
you
over
can
that.
get Toby Green to beat Matt Rao, Oliver to beat Cripps, and Guthrie to beat McRae is $10.50.
Yep, there you go. I'm not going to bore everyone with my futures because I've got every single bet in my bet slip that's piling into Lockie Neal this week. I'll have a fiver on Bombs' TA shout for the last 5 rounds. I think 5 for top 10 is an absolute moral.
Yeah.
And I'll have 2 of Diz's houses on that for me. I think I'll have a cheeky fiver on Fife into the top 5. By 5, I mean 5 units too, everyone. I'll have something on Adams for the top 5. My trifecta, I'll be going, what's this? Neil. Oh, God. Neil, Boak, Steele. Then I'll also have first 4s that will consist of Adams, Fife, and Dusty in there as well. I think one of the biggest morals is Adams, Titch, Merritt, Fife to win their respective teams at 256. And I'll be putting that in with Bont, that in with almost everything else. Todd Goldstein at 3-1 is an absolute value. I've already gone hard on Boak without Neil in the market. I've got that at 350. I think I've got a couple of banjos on that one. And a couple of my real long shot multis that I like here. I've got $10 on a 39-1 multi, which consists of Taylor Adams, most votes Collingwood, Todd Goldstein, most votes North Melbourne, Tom Rockcliffe, most votes Port Adelaide, and Jack Millings, most votes St Kilda. And I've also done the exact same 4, but chucked in Dane Zorko in there at 312-1 for a $3,000 return. So that's just what I got at the moment. I think on the night, I think the 5 top 10 is just super value.
Yeah.
It is incredible, and I can't believe we've actually got that. And like I said, I really like TA, so there'll probably be a bit on that Taylor Adams for top 5. And if he's 5-1, I'd assume he'd be close to maybe $1.80 for top 5 there too. Schmitty, you on anything?
Not yet, but I will be. And I've had a look through some markets and pulled a few things out just based purely on the numbers that I've come up with in the spreadsheet. One that I don't really mind that I would have if it comes out the way I've predicted it. Sam Walsh to outpoll Max Gawn head-to-head 325 against Gawn $1.33. So Gawn's obviously the hot favourite there, but like I said, the numbers that I've crunched throughout the year would suggest that I think Walsh is coming out ahead. So that's value for me for 325.
Like that.
Not going to back yourself. Who are you going to back, Smitty?
Well, that's true.
Me.
the other-
Normally, most people back me.
I've gone a West Coast team votes. They're 63.5 overs unders, $1.87. I've got them at unders. I've got them 58 votes on my leaderboard. So yeah, again, that would suggest that I would be taking them unders, given that 63.5 is where Sportsbet have got them. Josh P. Kennedy, most votes without Parker at 210. I like. And then the other two are Lockie Neal related. I've got Lockie Neal over 26.5 votes. I had him finishing on 29. That's paying $1.95, which then also would mean that I would take Lockie Neal to poll more votes than Adelaide, $1.80.
Wow.
I've got Neal on 29 and Adelaide finishing on 26. So, again, if that was to play out the way that I predicted, $1.80 there seems good value to me.
So the one thing I love about the Brownlow is as tough it can be. There's always some really good value in there. Like, it's a fun night. Good night to bet on. I'm still annoyed it's on a Sunday. That's not sitting too well with me.
Yeah, it sucks a bit.
I think I might record it and watch it on the Monday night. Just to feel a little bit better at myself.
I've just got a question I wouldn't mind asking. Pete, what are your thoughts on the red carpet special that's obviously not going to be aired on Sunday?
Really? Okay. Haven't paid much attention to that, but yeah, pretty disappointing, really. I think, yeah.
Well, given that's COVID, hey, as well, like you talk about, Lockie Neal and all the rest of it, and what'd you say his line was? 26.
Which one? Sorry.
He's
that was against Adelaide.
Over under. Oh, it was against Adelaide. Okay.
Yeah.
He bowled 26 votes last year as well. So people thinking that he's not a moral to win, well, pull your head in, because he's shown last year that when he's able to put together high possession games, and this year hit the scoreboard a lot more, and in a condensed season where he had probably a bigger proportion of those kind of good games, there's no chance he's not winning it.
Yeah.
You get $1.60 for him to poll more than 25.
Yeah, and I'll take that. He, like I said, he polled 26 last year. I get that he's played 5 games less, but he'll probably match that.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing that I felt about Neil. I thought maybe 29 votes is a bit much for 17 games.
Sounds big, yeah.
It does. But then I think when you stretch it out to the 22 games that they naturally play, I think this year he's just been just about as dominant as, say, a Dangerfield or a Swan when they won theirs and broke records for polling the most votes.
Easy.
He's got at least 8 games with 3 votes.
Well, so there you go. So, you stretch out another 5 games and he potentially breaks the record for most votes in a season.
He's having mid-30s in, games that are a third of the length of the, or, 3/4. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Of what they were last year. The guy has had an incredible year. Astronomical numbers for what he's doing. I think $1.25 is overs. I reckon there's more chance that freaking Zach Merritt gets beaten at Essendon than anyone does beaten.
Yeah, 100%.
If you had any more houses left, Corey, you'd probably put a few more on.
I would. It's just, you can only have so many houses and you can only put so many houses on the line, mate. So, and look, after the races on Saturday, I might have a couple more houses around that we can have a go with. But,
Yeah.
You going to take any of the Bevo tips there, Corey?
I wouldn't listen to that peanut all off the
chance.
Yeah.
We are going to try and get Bevo on a podcast, by the way.
Why don't we have him on here for a bit of Bulldog?
Can we get Bunker as well?
Melbourne Cup. I want to try and get him on for a Melbourne Cup podcast. I think
after you've just called him a peanut.
Now, I call you a peanut almost every day, don't I?
We're practically family, but so.
Exactly. So that's all right. Oh no, P. I agree. We are
Super Coach family, mate.
No, I reckon real family. 1-on-1. Done. Anyone got anything else to add? Have we missed anything? Anything like? I've got notes written everywhere, so surely I might be able to find something.
Yeah, send us a picture of them. We would appreciate
Oh,
it.
hang on. Another one that I like, the Quinella for, now I know Bomb's still not on this, but the Quinella for Neil into Boak is like $3.
That's nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's very nice.
Boak without Neil's $3. So a bit about the same.
Yeah, good point. That's shit then.
Maybe just a little bit more.
Exact as $3.50. So
Yeah.
Before we sign off, a shout out to Harry Lee, former admin, one of my faves. No, he wasn't. He wasn't up on top of Bomper's list.
Can you fucking mute Smitty, Dizza?
But I know he's watching, and I know new Bomps would hate the shout out. So there you go, Harry.
Bontempelli 225 for top 10 as well.
Yeah. You know what it's going to take? It's according to Smitty's spreadsheet. I like the double S in that. It's going to take 15 votes to get you into the top 10. So if you're thinking about top 10, look at the odds and think, okay, those odds for 14.5 is your line, really. And so if you think Bont can cover 14.5 as a line, then you're getting 225 on top 10.
Now from the clouds too was one that I forgot. Anyone you like, probably I'd say I'd give you maybe 15s or over that could just somehow upset, and I'll even let him run second.
Yep, Taylor Adams. Without a doubt for me. I don't even know what he's paying, but I assume it's more than 15.
Pete, you got anyone from the clouds?
Jeez, not top of my head. No, I don't.
No. What about Nick Nat?
Or Gaff.
Yeah, I don't mind Nick Nat actually. Yeah.
Fuck, Taylor Adams is 67-1.
Gotti Pendlebury is shorter than Taylor Adams. Oh, the same
I've got him
price.
as equal. Yeah, they're equals at the moment.
There you go. Royal?
Yeah, I like the Taylor Adams shot. I think he had a superb year, so wouldn't be surprised if he came in close.
Dizza?
Hey, Smitty, just before I get into it,
Yeah,
I noticed you've got Dustin Martin sitting fourth.
correct.
Let's go slab of White Claws. Jack Steele versus Dusty Martin.
You asked me this the other day, didn't you? Hang on. The other week you wanted to take me on something. I couldn't remember what you said. What'd you go?
I've got no idea, but
Yeah.
Slab of White Claws. What flavour? Because I had grapefruit the other day and it was shocking.
I just said that to Dizza tonight. I had bought a grapefruit one tonight. It was shit house.
Oh, yeah. Grapefruit.
Tastes like water.
I don't know if it was White Claws the brand or if it's just the grapefruit flavour.
we're going mango.
I haven't had mango yet. I'm pretty keen to go give it a go.
$114 slab, Joel.
Yeah, I think I'll
They're on
pass.
special. They're about 122 the other day when I looked.
You'll pass?
Yeah, I'll pass.
Joel,
what was it-
I reckon you just go put $114 on Dustin.
Yeah, I'm probably better off spending my money there, I think.
Dizza, any like a smoky that could come from the clouds?
Well, according to Smitty's spreadsheet, Jack Steele.
Yep.
But Menengola.
Oh, Menengola. Don't forget, like that year that Dingo won it. What's his name? The curly-headed fuck from
British.
West Coast. Yeah, he was 25s or boosted 25s in Sportsbet that morning.
For that 1 hour.
Yeah, that better come. I promise you, that better pop up on my phone on Sunday.
There's no chance.
Give me a top 5 hour of power too. Like I don't even want like the proper one.
I don't even know how these flogs haven't paid out Lockie New yet. To be
Oh,
honest.
me neither. Yeah, I'd have to go TA as well from the clouds. Did we actually roll? Yeah, would you go? Yep, cool. Yeah,
Casino?
Well, nothing. All right, cool.
It's just frozen casino.
Yeah, done.
No, I would say Adam.
Yeah, I thought so. Schmitty?
I don't know if you guys know, but casino is actually the room opposite Pete in the hotel.
They're stuck there together.
Yeah, we're in the Essendon City.
Can't get home.
They booked their flights for the premiership parade.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah, we had a flight with AB, but he sort of just
And
that's
it
right. Yeah.
turns out all those birds that Pete had were just Royals fucking.
Schmitty?
Well, yeah, according to me, I've got Jack Steele unders, so I suppose in a way I'm considering him as smoky. But yeah, I'll jump on with TA and everyone else. But for what it's worth, I just don't think anyone's getting near Neil anyway, so it really doesn't matter.
Strongly agree. All right, the last one. Bombs, you got one bet. What are you backing?
I've only got one punt.
You got one punt right now. What are you putting on?
How much money do I have?
You got $50.
What
50
shit?
bucks. Yeah,
All right, you got one house.
I've got one house. Well, I'll convert that into 25% of a second house, and I'll just put it straight on Lockie Hill.
Nah, come on, let's go.
Honestly, after tonight, Corey, I don't see how I move past 5 top 10, 225.
Oh, took my pick.
Pete, you're allowed
Pete got
to have
again.
the same one, Pete.
I'll take 5, top 5.
Well, Pete's gone 7 houses.
Is he
Royal?
on? Yeah.
Oh, it's got to be Neil and Tabok. Exacta.
350, 3.5 houses. Dizza?
Now, Corey, I've already invested enough money into the Brownlow betting, so I'm going to take the money and I'm going to go invest into Pura shares, Pura Milk shares.
Are they doing A2 these days? I heard A2 milk shares.
Yeah, they're doing
Pure
A2,
milk
yeah.
shares. So I assume we're turning that into someone who's really white. Who's our whitest player in here?
Clayton Oliver.
John Noble.
Clayton.
Johnny
Or
Noble.
Matt Rowell.
Nah, Dizza,
Matt
come on.
Rowell in Gold Coast.
Jack Steele, Lockie Neal, Exacta. Lockie Neal to win, obviously. Jack Steele second, Exacta.
And mine would be the Adams, Titch, and Merritt Fife as the teams closely followed by that 5 top 10. That's just absolute value. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Can I
think
get
I'll...
a second loan and put it on Goldstein as well for North?
Yeah, you definitely can.
Yeah, thanks.
No problem. All right, that's it. Beautiful. Schmitty, firstly, big thanks, mate. This wouldn't be as in-depth. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all your fucking hard work and you being a full-time nothing throughout the year. So we absolutely love you. We love everything you do, and
I
you're
appreciate
such a valuable part of our team.
On your job.
It's just little shit like this that you do every single year for the last 4 or 5 years. It goes absolutely unnoticed. Bumps is up.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Joel, mate.
One job.
Very,
You
very
can
good.
almost get the fucking
job, mate.
donut shorts in there.
Yeah,
And
everyone
hopefully the
getting
cop
on.
didn't come out.
Yeah, Dizza, thanks for running it as always too. It's a big help. Pete, just thank you for you just being here in
Oh,
general.
thanks. Yeah,
It means
thank
a lot to us. No, but again, Royal, Dizza, myself, Bomps, Pete, Schmitty, thanks everyone for rocking up and doing
Thanks,
what we
boys.
do every
No
single week.
worries.
Yeah, on behalf of our patrons at patreon.com, the boys here at Supercoach Elites, peace out, community. Thank you for watching and good luck with all your Brownlow bets this weekend. Remember, gamble responsibly. Do not put your house on it. And everything that was here tonight was just our own personal advice and isn't guaranteed to get up. So thank you.
Bullshit.